It's true. You can handle your own car accident. You can try to work with insurance companies to see what they'll offer you for your medical bills. But most people who are hurt in an accident want to know one thing: how can I maximize my recovery? Here with the answer, Colorado's best attorney, Phil Harding from Harding & Associates.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
So now I want to remind everyone briefly why you're Colorado's best attorney. And again, you are a super lawyer again this year, voted one of the top 100 trial lawyers in Colorado, and 7 years in a row, AV rated attorney, which is the highest rating, a member of the $1 Million Advocates Forum. National publications like Newsweek call you for information, and the list goes on. We've heard you speaking at a big luncheon next week, and you're using our viewers as guinea pigs.
Well, you know, with the TV monitor was on me the entire time, so I felt so pleased to be on during that little segment. But let's talk about it. And we did a tease coming up to it. We talked about, you know, doing a legal checkup. And seriously, when we talk to our viewers and we talk to them, when's the last time you had a medical checkup? Probably yearly. But it's not a medical checkup that I'm going to talk about. I want to talk about a legal checkup. And most people have never even heard about a legal checkup.
Yeah, I've never heard of a legal checkup.
Right. And let's go over that. And we have a graphic that I want to hit just the ground running. And here's a legal checkup. First of all, you go into an attorney, just a general practitioner, and they may give you kind of standard contracts. If you have anyone working at your home, it's going to talk about the insurance that they should have. It'll have releases that when you make payments so that you won't get liens. It's also going to go into employment. Maybe you have an employment contract that has an NDA, which stands for a non-disclosure agreement. They'll talk to you about that. Or a non-compete. They can help you understand more about a non-compete and how to get out of that and what you should do. And now here's the next thing: wills, trust, and estate. Did you know that half the people, not in Colorado, but throughout the U.S., don't have any will whatsoever? And so, I mean, that's scary.
Yeah.
Now, the last thing is insurance. Now, insurance is a big one that people should focus in on. If you have renter's insurance or home insurance with car insurance, and that's with the same company, you should get an umbrella. Umbrella, which will give you $1 million or more. And the protection on that is really cheap. It's like $300 or $400 a year. More importantly, when you get an umbrella, make sure it includes, and we talk about it all the time, it's called UMUIM. Stands for uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage. Remember, 1 out of 7 people driving on the road has no insurance at all. You can't control who runs into you, but you can control how much insurance there is to protect you. UMUIM will cover you if the person that runs into you is either uninsured or underinsured. Now, remember, 1 in 7 are out there. After that, state minimums are only $25,000. So you have to get this umbrella with that rider. Now, even one night in the ER, you're looking at 10 grand. So if the other side only has 25,000, that's not enough to pay for it. In fact, a lot of times, if you add an umbrella, your insurance premiums may go down. But talk to an insurance agent about that.
Great stuff. Good to know. What else will you be covering during this luncheon?
All right. Well, the other thing I'm going to talk about is, and we talk about all the time, how to avoid accidents. And there are a few steps that people can do to avoid getting into an accident. And the first one is obvious, and everyone knows this: wear your seatbelt. Also, no distracted driving. And let me tell you, what distracted driving is, it's not just texting or drugs or alcohol, but driving is not a part-time job. Look, if you're tired, don't drive. The next thing I'm going to talk about is, if you are first in line and the light turns red, wait for a second. Let the person behind you honk. Look left, look right. Everyone is running red lights, so pause. Now, many accidents occur because of these people running the red light. It's so important just to pause before you do that. That pause may prevent an accident. Now, when you're parking your car in a parking lot, try and park where you can pull through into the space in front of you. By doing this, when you leave, you're pulling out forwards of the space and you're able to see your surroundings, giving you a better choice and a better chance of avoiding a collision.
All great tips, great things to know. Just fun topics for the luncheon.
It is. You know, hey, if we have more time, which I hope we do, I will be talking about little known laws that most people don't know about. And I hear this from so many people and so many people of our viewers. If the other side calls you and you're injured and you were in an accident, they cannot take your statement within 15 days after that accident. Let me tell you why. The other side's insurance company is going to use tricks, like asking them to say, hey, where were you hurt? Now, if you say, you know what, my back and my shoulders are just kill, but you forget about a lesser injury that's going to show up later, like, say, your elbow. When you are done treating and you try to get paid for that treatment from the elbow, they'll say, We took your statement.
Yep.
We only heard the neck and the back. The other thing is they're going to make you estimate how fast the car was going. And you may have thought that that car was going like 40, and in fact, maybe it was only going 25. If that's the case, they're going to say, you have a tendency to exaggerate. So you must be exaggerating your claims. Therefore, we're not going to pay you as much. So generally, don't make a statement to the other side ever. You know, there's a reason why there's that law. Also, don't sign a medical release because they get your medical bills and they're not allowed to see parts of your medical bills. If you have health insurance, a lot of times health insurance will reduce how much they pay. You know, when you get a bill sometimes from the doctor, they may have charged $200 and your health insurance says, you know what, we're going to reduce it down to $70. The other side doesn't get to see that reduction. Important stuff.
Very important. And, you know, they, like you said, they know all the tricks, and a lot of times, you know, people just don't. So if you have a question for Phil Harding, go to kwgn.com, click on Colorado's Best. You'll see Phil Harding's photo on the right. Just click there and send your questions. He'll answer each question personally and confidentially. And to reach Phil Harding and Associates directly, call 303-726-9500. You can get a free consultation anytime, and you can find him online at hlaw.org. Coming up